Hello and welcome to GUTV Bracketology Episode 4. I'm your executive producer, Andrew Quinn, and tonight we recap a March that truly was madness, as well as introduce you to the winners of our 5 divisions of GUTV Bracketology. We are so appreciative of everybody who participated this season. And with that, JD, take it away.
Hey y'all, it's Carson Stoll from GUTV Bracketology number 3.
And I'm Olivia Roberts. You might remember me from GUTV Bracketology number 2. But you know what they say, 3 plus 2 equals 4.
This is why we're not math majors, but broadcasting superstars. Alright, Live Dog, show me the money.
It's no doubt this GUTV Bracketology season has been quite record-breaking, with the highest number of participants to date. Even though the nets have been cut, that cash net link has not. If you're feeling rich after betting the house on Villanova, try dunking some dollars our way. Go to commerce.cashnet.com/URGUTV and help us get better scouting reports for next year's March Madness.
Before we announce this year's winner, we want to shout out Allie Lauer, who finished top 5 for the 3rd time in 4 years. Way to go, Allie. Maybe next time you'll finish in the top 1. Our overall winner in GUTV Bracketology is no stranger to the spotlight. He got his first ring from the current student division in 2013, and now bringing home the ship as an alum, our 2018 GUTV Bracketology winner is, drumroll please, Olivia, Nick Brown.
Nick Brown is not only a basketball fan, but also knows a thing or two about a good left hook. Nick is an Emmy Award-winning digital media producer working for the UFC. And I gotta tell you, this guy came out of nowhere. The Villanova victory sent him straight to the promised land. Congratulations, Nick. Way to uppercut the competition.
Some people said it couldn't be done. But after a lot of grinding, a lot of studying, and a lot of pushing through adversity, I'm honored to take home the number 1 spot on 2018's GUTV Bracketology Challenge. The competition was stifling at times this year, but I've always believed that great competition breeds even greater champions. I want to thank everybody who participated and especially donated to GUTV this year. I'd like to thank every student and every faculty member that has ever worked for this program and helped to make it what it is today. But above all else, I'd like to thank Dan Garrity for everything he's done for this program. He's inspired me and countless other industry leaders, and without him, we wouldn't even have GUTV Bracketology. We might not even have a US because he did save the Cold War. So I'd like to thank everybody who participated this year, and I'd happily like to accept the honor. What an incredible March it was this year, and next year I'm looking forward to taking a 3rd trophy home. For GUTV, this is Champ signing off.
Wow, Nick Brown's really staying humble after that. I mean, he's got 2 UFC belts. I mean, we should probably get him some GUTV Bracketology belts too. He could have 4 hanging over his shoulders.
Well, it's a nice accessory, just like your blazer, which looks like you stole from my grandma's wall on her curtains.
This is 75 years old.
Well, I told you I was wearing Prince today, so okay. I don't know why you went with such a bold statement.
Whatever, Olivia.
Okay.
GUTV's alumni network extends far beyond the boundaries of the United States. Our next Alumni Spotlight is no exception.
Anthony Johnson offered our technical director, Ian Lowe, a small glimpse of his world on the other side of the globe.
As a kid, Anthony Johnson had dreams of faraway places and fantastic civilizations. But if you had told him that he would someday be flying a drone over the real-life inspiration for Narnia, he would never have believed you. But living in Rome and working for the Vatican's news show Vaticano has allowed him quite a few unusual opportunities, and that just goes to show that some dreams can come true.
We had this one shoot where there's this key keeper of the Vatican museums who opens up all the doors of the Vatican, and during that shoot we had a private shooting session inside the Sistine Chapel for about 20 minutes. But there's this one shot where I'm following Johnny, the key keeper, and he opens up this door, and as he opens the door, I look up and I reveal the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. It was one of those moments where I thought to myself, wow, this is what I do for a living.
But before this had become his life, Anthony was working hard at Gonzaga as a classical civilizations major with a minor in broadcasting. In 2012, Anthony journeyed from Spokane to Turkey, bringing the two sides of his life together through Gonzaga's study abroad program and the Turkish Zag travel show.
Greetings, we're in Antioch, modern day Antakya. I remember Dan Garrity pulled me aside. He said, "You have a future in this."
It was at this moment that Anthony knew he had found his place. Even now, years later, across the globe, Anthony still holds the lessons he learned from GUTV close to his heart.
When mistakes happen in post-production, when they happen out in the field, or when they just happen in life, the only second of TV that matters is the one happening right now.
And at this second, Anthony's in the Vatican, which begs the obvious question, have you met the Pope?
I have not met the Pope, but I have read prayer intentions like right in front of him. One day, hopefully, I'll meet the Pope, and maybe I can say "Go Zags" to him, for example.
Perhaps the wide-eyed college student from the Turkish Zag travel show would never have believed that he'd be reading prayer intentions just feet from the Pope, or get a private filming session inside the Sistine Chapel. But one thing is for sure, Anthony Johnson never let anyone tell him that he was dreaming too big. Ian Lowe, GUTV.
Just living in Italy is a dream in itself. I can't even imagine how cool it must be for Anthony to be doing what he loves in such a beautiful place. In regards to his bracket, however, it seems like Anthony had somewhat of an upper hand with the big man upstairs on his side and all. One thing is for sure, Anthony's talent and passion for videography is incredible. And Carson, I gotta say to you, your graphic skills are true art in themselves. I mean, and GUTV has been a perfect place for you to showcase just how good you really are at them. What else do you have up your sleeve in this week's Final Four recap?
Oh, well, thank you for complimenting my graphics. I didn't get a very nice compliment on this jacket earlier on from you, but I'm hoping this recap will change your mind. I love getting to talk about all the games from these recent weekends and make these fun graphics. The Final Four was fun until the last 6 minutes of the Loyola Chicago game when they decided to create a huge turnover fest. In the first game in San Antonio, the Ramblers held a 7-point lead at halftime, and Sister Jean was feeling good. However, Mo Wagner and the Michigan Wolverines stormed back and defeated the Ramblers, breaking Cinderella's glass slipper by a final score of 69-57. It was a great run by Loyola Chicago, and we are proud of how they represented Jesuit schools. In the nightcap, the Villanova Wildcats, led by Eric Pascal and a tournament record 18 made threes, mauled the Kansas Jayhawks 95-79 in a game that was over from the tip-off. That set up the national championship game between Michigan and Villanova. It was a back-and-forth game early on before Villanova's six-man Dante DiVincenzo started raining threes. DiVincenzo led the way with 31 points as the Wildcats cruised to a 79-62 championship victory. Congrats to Villanova and their win. And with some early or too early predictions for 2019, let's head on over to Apila, where Anderly Penwell has her top 25 for next year. What do you got, Annie?
Hi, guys. So even though the national championship was just 2 days ago, we already have way too many predictions. Starting off with the way too early top 10. Our friends over in Lawrence are currently the number 1 seed, but I don't really care about any of those besides us at our wonderful number 6. Moving on. Vegas has even chimed in, and they have said that Duke has a 5-1 odds lead to win next year's national championship, already predicting crazy things. And today, even, we had some breaking news during my religion class, actually. Gonzaga, Villanova, Duke, and Kansas are the projected number 1 seeds in next year's tournament. They're already trying to figure this stuff out, which I guess is why March is just the best month of the whole year. Now, make sure to stay tuned for next couple segments where we'll reveal the family and friends winner and the student division winner, and you might even see the winner sporting a fabulous new crown. And stay tuned for Triple Dribble. I am back and ready to go while we give away our John Stockton signed ball. You're watching GUTV Bracketology.
Right on past it, but the Next Gen Tech Bar is the new spot for your tech needs. Their new support center is by students for students. Don't be intimidated by their white lab coats because they are more than happy to help. Whether you need a password reset, software update, or a new Ethernet cable for your computer, the NGTB staff has got you covered. So come on by and get the help you need today.
Welcome back to GUTV Bracketology number 4. Oh, right, number 4. A big congratulations is in order as our Family and Friends division celebrates the victory of Luke Sadowski. This season was Luke's first time playing with the big dogs, and it sure paid off. Not literally, as we have no cash prize for your beginner's luck, Luke. Not Luke, no hard feelings. I'm just bitter about losing to our executive producer tonight, Andrew Quinn. It's all fun and games until your dignity is unapologetically stripped of you.
Well, it looks like winning runs in the family, as the champion of the toilet bowl division, the student division, is the one and only Princess Anderly. She snagged that Ander lead following the epic collapse of J.D. Bricker's brick house, and the big bad wolf Anderly Penwell successfully huffed and puffed and blew that house down. Anderly, how did you pull this one off?
How'd you do it?
Well, actually,
confetti and all.
Yep, confetti and all from the tweet suite here. Yeah, no, I actually picked Nova to win the national championship, so that really helped me. I only picked 2 teams correctly, and I always picked against Coach K because it's so hard to watch him win. And you know what? I'm just the queen of bracketology, the queen of March. It is truly the best time of the year, and I love it. Carson, I also like your jacket. We kind of match, so I mean, maybe your great fashion skills will one day transfer over to your bracketology. Maybe not. I'll be back next year.
Well, our senior spotlight tonight is on GUTV All-Star Kelsie Morgan. And get this, Kelsie is not your average student, as she already has 2 years of professional experience under her belt. She hasn't even graduated yet.
That's 2 more years than I'm ever gonna have.
That is painfully accurate, Carson. Painfully.
That's right, and I know it can be easy to say punishment is the answer.
As a college student, finding that thing that clicks can be a long journey. But for senior Kelsie Morgan, it was a clear path to success.
I remember being like 14 and coming home and talking to my mom about how I wanted to be on the news, and I just always saw myself doing that. It always sounded so much fun, and that didn't sound like work to me. That sounded like a dream come true to be able to do stories like that and have fun at work. And so Gonzaga and GUTV was the answer, and 4 years later it's so clear that that was the right decision, and every single step of the way just confirmed that this is what I want to do, and I'm so happy I'm doing it here.
Whether she's on air, writing, or producing, Kelsie always gives her all to ensure that her work is meaningful and worthwhile.
I've become not just a Zag, but a Zag storyteller. The biggest thing about reporting in general is getting to tell stories that actually matter to the community and to the people you're telling the story of. I just told a story this week about a kid who was about to drop out of high school, and he just made this huge transformation in his life, and he went from almost dropping out to having perfect attendance. And getting to tell that story was so personally inspiring to me.
Then I'm going to transfer over to Morehouse in Atlanta, Georgia, and then go back to audio engineering.
So you have it all figured out?
Yes.
This job is extremely difficult, and it's so demanding, especially when you're in the newsroom at 3 a.m. But it's things like that happen, and you're like, okay, this is why I do this. I've never thought to myself at work, I don't want this job, because it's, like I said, it's so rewarding. I'm Kelsey Morgan, KXOY.
Hardworking, driven, and passionate, it's no wonder how quickly Kelsie Morgan has advanced herself into the broadcasting world. Many of us would do anything before getting up as early as she does, but for Kelsie, it's so much more than an early morning.
My friends don't get it. They think, like, how could you ever do that? But not having 100% of my free time to you know, if I have to take a nap every day and I have to go to bed at 8 p.m. every day when my friends are down here hanging out and having fun, like yeah, that's a little hard, but also it's so worth it, because I'm in my career already, and I'm doing something that I'm so passionate about and that is still so fun for me, that I manage, and it's worth it. And it's really not hard to manage your time and manage a lot of things when you're doing what you want to do. And when you're doing what you've worked so hard for 4 years to do, and what you've wanted to do almost your whole life.
I had so much fun playing basketball with Kelsie, actually. She played on the GUTV basketball team with me. Does that actually mean you're going to play on the basketball team? Because you seem to be following in her footsteps.
Oh, interesting. No, I don't plan on it. You probably wouldn't want me on your team, but, you know, stranger things could happen.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I do. I work with Kelsie right now.
Oh.
And, oh my goodness, she has just been the most incredible leader in the entire world. She's just showed me the ropes of KXOY and how to do, you know, her job, which she's so good at. She's so talented, and there's still so much to learn from her.
That's so cool.
I feel very lucky to be able to work with her. She's amazing. Great person. Well, the basketball people had a lot to say about basketball stuff. Let's send it over to Anderly in the Opila suite, where she is tracking the stuff they said. What's up, champ?
Hey guys, so basically you can watch the national championship from Twitter or any other social media if you really want to. And we had some players who had some things to say. On Twitter, we heard from Josh Hart, Cobsters, and Dick Vitale himself. So, Josh Hart, the Lakers rookie who was at Nova last year, tweeted, "What's better than 1 natty championships? 2. And the Mamba even was able to chime in. He gave his congrats to Villanova in a retweet. And we heard from everyone's favorite basketball sportscaster, Dick Vitale. He said, "Congratulations to Coach Wright and Nova basketball for a fantastic year in winning the 2018 national championship. Dante DiVincenzo, MVP, Villanova clearly #1, and the Wildcats are #AwesomeBaby. Moving on to some memes from last week with Franny. This girl is the crying piccolo player from a couple years ago, and they actually found her again, and this time, the smile of redemption. Moving on, we have some classy people down in Columbus who, of course, had to add their 2 cents to their rivals losing in the national championship. That's Coach Harbaugh, Michigan football coach, and it says Michigan was this close to winning the national championship. Well, Ohio State, you were this close to beating the Zags, but then Zach Norvell happened, so stay classy. And down on Instagram, we have praise from Dante DiVincenzo from King James himself. He said he made himself a lot of money last night, and not because of the way he's shooting, but because he was doing it all. And we have some wise words and a bold prediction from Charles Barkley. The Eagles won, Villanova won, and the 76ers are going to win the championship. Well, you guys just have to trust the process. Well, headed back to you guys over in the studio, but first, let's go to break, where we are also going to see the John Stockton ball giveaway and some more GUTV Bracketology.
What is faith? Where is God? If you have these questions, explore them in a CLC.
My name is Bryce Rickers, and I'm a CLC group leader. CLC stands for Christian Life Community. People can get out of CLC a sense of comfort, a sense of safety. To get involved with CLC, students can go right to the University Ministry Office. All groups are willing and ready to accept any new participant.
We're back with GUTV Bracketology number... Well, I don't even know what it is.
Math is hard.
Well, Chris Wasabi Sarabi is our International Division winner. Posted in the Outback, he has led from wire to wire and has made Steve Irwin proud. R.I.P. Crocodile Hunter.
Our next champion proves you don't even need thumbs to come out on top. Loki the Pug has really made a name for himself around GUTV as the toast of the pet division. At one point, he was actually leading the whole thing. Loki had his master GUTV alum Stephen Carr on a leash throughout the entire tournament. And apparently, the life of a winner sure is sweet for this proud pug, and it sure doesn't hurt when you're that stinking cute.
Here's Loki, the powerful pug, very excited because he won the pet division, and because he is champion of the pet division and an all-around good doggo, he gets some treats. Yes, such a good boy.
As GUTV Bracketology 2018 comes to a close, we want to thank each and every one of you who took part in this adventurous journey throughout March Madness. Without your support and participation, I would have been in first place without a doubt.
And a special shout out to our Sweet 16 Zags who made us the proudest fans on the West Coast. We can't wait to see what next season will bring. I'm not suggesting anything, but a national champion wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Stick around for the final edition of GUTV Bracketology's Triple Dribble. And thank goodness Anderly Penwell is back. I really only care what she has to say anyway. You're watching GUTV Bracketology.
Okay, class, you have 60 minutes, and it's 240 points.
Welcome back to GUTV Bracketology and welcome to our final edition of Triple Dribble. I'm pleased to be back on the panel with Andrew and JD after my little absence last week. I got kidnapped by some Chicago Bears fans. It's fine though. Now, guys, let's give away this John Stockton ball.
Oh, there, Andrew. What? I finished second. I get to pull.
Oh.
You beat Jacob. That's your prize.
I also beat Olivia, and that's all that matters.
That's true.
That's all that matters.
And I beat all of you.
All right, guys. Drum roll, please. The winner is numero uno.
Oh.
Jackie McAfee.
Jackie McAfee.
Congratulations, girlfriend. You are the winner of this fantastic John Stockton ball. Quite jealous. All right, well, let's just get right into it. All right, boys, who do you think are the best teams in recent memory? Best championship teams or?
Wow. You know, I got to go back to 2006, 2007. I think that Florida Gators team, they had a lot of NBA talent on that team. Joakim Noah, Al Horford, Maurice Spates, Corey Brewer, all still in the league today.
Corey Brewer.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think that would be my favorite team, but this year's Villanova team was absolutely outstanding, and they're bringing a lot of players back, so they're going to be good again next year.
What about you, Jay?
I'm going to go back to 2003, and I'm going to take Syracuse, and for one reason, Carmelo Anthony. That whole team was garbage outside of Melo, but they were dominant that season. It was the last year before of one and dones, and so it's kind of weird that Melo even went to college, but that was the last time we'll ever see a guy, and I think since that we've seen one player be able to take it over. We had Ben Simmons at LSU and he couldn't even make the tournament. Markelle Fultz with UW couldn't even make the tournament. You have guys that go number one and are quality players, but only Carmelo had that transcendent season where he dragged a bad team to a national championship.
And I'm going to go with my former favorite team, North Carolina. Up until last year, I really liked them, and then the whole thing in the national championship happened. So no can do, but I really like their 2009 team. One of my favorite players ever is Tyler Hansbrough. He's just so much fun to watch and just not fun to play against, I would imagine. I mean, I remember him breaking his nose against Duke and him just like walking off the court as if it were no problem and then coming back. I mean, they were just so good and they had so many other great players, but they beat Michigan State, and you always get props for beating them because Izzo's so great and it's always fun to watch.
I would never have guessed that of the big men on that team that Ed Davis would be the guy that's stuck in the NBA.
Yeah.
Okay.
But shout out to Big Ed because he is dragging the Blazers to a 3 seed in the West. So thanks for getting us to the second round, Ed.
All right, moving on as well. What is the best championship moment in your opinion? This is the hard one.
I'm going to go deeply personal here. Percy Harving returning the Super Bowl kick. That, seeing my grandma happy, just...
What about you, Andrew?
For me, I got to go with Chris Jenkins last year. You know, that game was outstanding. Marcus Page hits an off-balance 3 with like 7 seconds left. And then Ryan Arcidiacono brings the ball off the court, the little handoff. Jenkins for the championship.
Can you say that name one more time?
Arcidiacono.
Hey!
Can you spell it?
No.
Yeah, no, that's impossible.
Yeah, and that was amazing. And Chris Jenkins, that shot will live forever. So that would be my favorite championship moment.
Yeah, I thought that was just a beautiful moment in sports. And my favorite is all the way back in 1999. Homegirl Brandi Chastain hits the PKA to win the 1999 World Cup shootout in Pasadena against China. And we all know the very famous black sports bra shot after, where it's just... shot heard around the world, I guess.
And we also have to give a big shout out to Arike Ogunbowale.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, we need to talk about that.
Buzzer beaters to win the national championship, including beating UConn, who never loses, and then to win the national championship. So congrats, Arike and Notre Dame.
Yeah. Can you say one more fun name? Like,
I think I'm done. I think I'm done.
You're done for it?
Okay.
And also going back to our first question, we talked about like recent really great championship teams, but all time, like I think UCLA, I mean, you can't top Coach Wooden, but what about you guys?
I'm going to go with Pi Slamma Jamma, the Houston teams of the 80s when you had Clyde Drexler, who was a hometown kid and was just throwing down everything, and then Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon. Amazingly, when we talk about the Jordan draft and everybody makes fun of Portland for taking Sam Bowie, they lost the coin flip, so they wanted to take Hakeem. So when you rewrite history, they almost drafted Hakeem.
And for me, I got to go with the Fab Five. Even though they didn't win it all, Coach Steve Fisher, shout out to him, San Diego State. He used to be their coach, but he was the coach on that team. And unfortunately, Chris Webber called timeout, ruined everything. But that team was really, really good.
I'll say it for all the men who play basketball since then. Thank God for Jalen Rose and demanding that shorts got longer. That was what the Fab Five did. They brought us black socks, and they brought us the shorts that we now wear.
Yes.
So thank you, Fab Five.
Yeah, I heard a story about him, I think it was on a 30 for 30, where he basically just went to the biggest guy in the team and said, I want your shorts. And he gave it to him. And unfortunately, that's all we have time for. Thank you so much for joining me, Andrew, and thank you for all for watching and playing GUTV Bracketology. Our next show is Gel Weekend on Saturday, April 14th. And be sure to tune in on Facebook Live tomorrow night at 5:30 for a very special edition of Triple Dribble with these guys, where we're discussing the Zag stain in the WCC. You won't want to miss it. For all of us here at GUTV, I'm Andrew Lee Panwell. Good night, and go Pack Go.